I never seen so many people get pressed by a financial report. It's insane. I want Street Fighter 6 badly, but some of y'all acting like this. But before we get into today's video on Street Fighter 6, I would love if you guys hit the like button and leave a comment down below. It's the best way to support a creator without giving them money. I'll be transparent with everybody here. Also, if you guys can hit the subscribe button and bell for all notifications for my content, it will help me reach 17K by the end of the month. Let's get back into it. So within the past 48 hours, Capcom dropped a new financial report for what I believe is the last 6 months of 2022, starting from May to the end of September. While many people care about financial reports, if things are bad, it could showcase delays, changing business direction, and changing how companies operate. Essentially, think of Sony with Gravity Rush series, and think about how they're operating now. This could be a good or really bad thing depending on how you view that. If we think about the business model of a gaming company, most of their profits come from developing games in-house. Some bigger game companies also develop games by investing or acquiring other game studios. Based on the games company's business model, we can assume that the game development costs, which are the labor and operating costs, primarily game advertising, marketing costs, and operation costs such as game server hosting, will be the highest number on the cost side. You may have seen multiple content creators talking about Street Fighter 6 dropping later in 2022 than we thought, and many saying it's low-key delayed, and I explain why. Number one, I couldn't do it yesterday because I was very sick. I was down bad, I was out. But regardless, at the end of Capcom's recent financial report, they talked about predicted net sales margins by March 31st, 2023. The number was 125,000 million yen. If you want to convert that into United States money, that is roughly freaking 846,000 in a game, meaning close to $1 million. So it's a lot we could tell from this financial report. Number one, Street Fighter 6 is not dropping in early 2023, if anything after March. Obviously, the main game Capcom is going to be focused on is Resident Evil 4 Remake, and that drops in March 24th, 2023. Number two, we also know that Street Fighter 6 will most likely have some presence at EVO Japan in 2023. I don't know yet what they're doing, but I can 100% guess that it will be there in some way, shape, or form. Yeah, so a lot of people had this headcanon that Street Fighter 6 was going to drop in February 2023, but I think honestly this is for the better. Usually Capcom Cup finals are around mid to late February based on previous years. If anything, at Capcom Cup finals in 2023, we could get Street Fighter 6 reveal of the release date to get everybody hype, or who knows, it could happen towards some of the specific finals in the US or other regions this December, or heck, even a surprise at the Game Awards would be dope. However, I will say, this is also smart because the 3 games I'm super excited from Capcom in 2023 is Mega Man Battle Network Collection. I'm waiting on that like crazy. Resident Evil 4 Remake. Did you see Leon Perry with a Glock, bro? And obviously Street Fighter 6. I usually hate when game companies drop a whole bunch of games like 2 weeks out from each other, or even a clear 1 month apart. I think it's even better not to compete with yourself and your games. I mean, in the case of like Resident Evil and Street Fighter, there's 2 types of fandoms there. It's a horror and action game thing, and fighting games, which everybody's probably gonna just buy Street Fighter anyway. Pro or not, they're probably gonna get it. Also, just looking at the first half of 2023, aka Q1, depending on the type of gamer you are, it is super stacked. You're not only competing with yourself, but with other companies. I mean, sure, Capcom got its own dedicated fan base, and you can argue Street Fighter 6 and Resident Evil 4 is bigger than most of the games dropping so far in 2023, but it's smart to just maximize sales and not to try to compete with everything if possible. So the honest question in this video, is Street Fighter 6 actually getting delayed? Technically, no. Yes! We know Street Fighter 6 was coming in 2023 from the last trailer over a month ago at Tokyo Game Show. We never had a release window of a quarter or a season behind it like early 2023 or winter 2023. A delay would be like, oh, they announced it coming in 2023 and it gets pushed back into 2024. God, I hope not. Please save us. I think it's even better to talk about when the game is releasing, and I strongly have 2 takes on this. Street Fighter 6 will most likely release in late spring or early summer 2023. If the financial reports that RE4 is legit, the only big game that is releasing and expecting 1 million sales by March 2023 would be Resident Evil 4 Remake. That means Street Fighter 6 will release afterwards, meaning April-May is the earliest Street Fighter 6 can drop. We already know this game will miss EVO Japan, but like I stated, it may have a playable build or demo, maybe a teaser, some type of information at the event tournament. Street Fighter 6 will 100% be at EVO 2023 in Vegas though, for sure. I can bet you that one. So the latest it can come out is a month before EVO, and EVO is usually in August. So worst case scenario is in June, super early July. Personally for me, I'd rather them take their time. I want this game to blow Street Fighter 5 out the water. I like Street Fighter 5, but so far Street Fighter 6 is shaping up to be a way better game in a lot of different areas. And from the last beta, Street Fighter 6 was pretty much flawless compared to many other fighting games betas. I said if Capcom wanted to drop what they had 3 weeks ago, what we got to play, I wouldn't be mindful of just paying for what they gave us, because everything they gave us was at least 9 out of 10 quality. If anything, had minor glitches and bugs in the battle hub. So in my head, Street Fighter 6 is pretty much a done game with a lot of quality testing and polishing right now. It is also rare to see a fighting game tell you the whole roster before the game comes out. So in that sense, if you're worried or scared or very anxious about how Street Fighter 6 is working, and they're very confident in what was shown and what was leaked and what is happening. Now I'll see if all this is, I'll be honest, I'll see if this will change or my opinions will switch up when the open beta comes around, because more players will be playing, more chances to test the servers being wonky or things just being broken. You know how betas go from closed betas to the open beta where a lot of problems happen. You know what I'm talking about. Also, I just looked up all of the Street Fighter games release date, and Street Fighter games usually all come out before halfway throughout the year. The latest I think we've seen for a Street Fighter release date was probably July, and I believe that was for Street Fighter 4. But Street Fighter games usually drop in early quarters of the year. So it might be different for some people, seeing that a game might come out in like April, May, or June, but it has happened before within Capcom's games, and more so their fighting game division. I think they'll be good, so don't worry about that. That being said, I don't think Street Fighter 6 is getting delayed. I feel like it is coming out later than what people were expecting, but at the same time, I'm okay with it coming out sometime in 2023. The worst thing would be delayed is if they're like, we gotta delay it a whole year. That's a problem. I hate when that happens. But at the end of the day, if you guys enjoyed today's video, hit the like button, subscribe for more content on Street Fighter 6 fighting games and JRPGs here and there. Probably come back to anime games. Who know? They been know how I'm feeling, man. And yeah, follow me on Twitter at AvatarYaya_. And remember, you guys are golden and that is wrong. Squala, peace, and I'm out.
I've been the devil, I need me a arc in the water. My breathing, I feel like Tanjiro. Walking this bitch with a zapato, I'll let you rock it, I keep me a domino. Bitch, on my dick, man, I feel like a Zaki. Stretching that pussy out like it's Pilates. I'm snatching the soul out right out of her body. Fire, I'm spitting, I feel like Dobby. White bitch, blonde hair, looking like Lucy. She from Kyoshi, I paint her face Suki.